I'd like to call to order this Transportation Committee meeting at 4:37, February the 15th, 2022. I need a motion to approve the minutes from February the 6th, 2020.
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. Our next item will be Mr. Kyle Reed will give us a thing on the overview of the road funding and road conditions and process.
You want to go through with the moment of silence and prayer and pledge as usual?
I didn't know we'd been doing that in these.
Yeah, they added them.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, since we've done that,
Do moment of silence first?
yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Reed.
Yes, sir. Pray with me if you'd like to. Father, thank you for a day that you've made, this day. Help us to live in this moment, to enjoy it, to be appreciative of the coherence and concertedness that you've brought to this universe. I pray that you would bring it to this meeting, bring order, and give us vision. In your name I pray. Amen.
Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, and I'll start it. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ms. Brock, do you want to discuss the overview of this, or is this what Mr. Reed?
I would be happy to. Mr. Reed texted. He is on his way. I believe, check your email and see if he's emailed it to you, please, Jennifer. I do believe he has prepared a PowerPoint for this discussion. We were asked at the last Transportation Committee meeting how certain funding mechanisms were identified for road paving purposes. Thank the Lord. I was going to have to do your dog and pony show, Kyle.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
This is my fault.
forgive my tardiness.
No, it's all my fault.
It's your promptness. You're good.
Yeah.
And there's no law enforcement officer behind you, Kyle. I'm impressed. He came
Yes.
from the other side of Seneca, as most of y'all know.
Hey,
Hey, Tom, how are you?
that was the average speed of 43 miles an hour.
So we've gone through everything except, I'm so sorry, you can kill me later.
You can at least pull him a chair up.
They're locking in there. Yeah, so we're gonna need to go in there. Okay. It's not done. This. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Mr. Bates. We've gone through everything except that I just started with there being a request for us to provide. Did we get, there we go.
Okay. Again, sorry for my tardiness, and I appreciate y'all's patience. The first item, we were requested to provide just a brief overview of road funding and road conditions and processes. So just some talking points, if y'all had any questions, and I'll be happy to follow up on those. But the funding for the road maintenance is provided by a 2.1 mil special revenue fund. The fund covers gravel use for the various gravel roads in the county, which we have 160 miles of operational, that goes to, covers asphalt for road repairs and sign shop materials, and 500 miles of paved road. And then money set aside for road improvement contracts, which would be paving contracts, striping, road construction projects, things of that nature. Currently, projects that are being prepared for bid is a paving contract that has 18 miles of road to pave, which would be about 8 miles higher than the double of the largest one that we'd done before, and then 77 miles of road to be striped. The majority of our work orders are citizen-driven. Citizens can report road issues from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday by calling the office number 886-1072, emailing the roads and bridges info@oconiasc.com. If a road emergency occurs after hours, then they can call the sheriff's department non-emergency number at 638-4111, and then our on-call guys will be dispatched to the road.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
So in identification of issues, and I know we've had a lot of conversations about, there's a lot of state roads. I mean, which you just said 500 miles of county roads, 160 miles gravel roads. But, you know, the majority of our roads end up being state roads. And the maintenance on those has gotten better. But it's also one of those things that I've tried to work with our citizens on when there's an issue, making sure we're reporting those to the right group, whether
Right.
it's us or the state. 99% of the time it's the state, but, you know, we kind of get a bad names at time about not doing our roads when it's actually state roads. Or we've had state contracts fix roads that are falling apart, as I've got up there where we are, and the state's working through those. There's not a simple way of doing that, or is there identification in our website that can show what is our county road and what is our state road?
Yes, there's a county road map if you go to the oconiasc.com
Okay.
and then click on departments, then GIS, and then web maps, and then you can finally get to roads and bridges. We can look at trying to get that on the roads and bridges page.
Okay.
Generally speaking though, if it's a road that you go to work on and travel from your house to get to work on, then it's a state road. If it's a road that you live off of, it's county. If the roads have white lines on the edges, fog lines, then they're state. If they don't, then they're county. And trying to get, like I said, the center lines on some of them striped, so they do have lines on them. So that's the easiest way to identify them normally is, you know, if you live on the road, then normally it's going to be a county road. If you have to drive to get to work, then it's going to be a state, and then the fog lines being the easiest. There's another way to identify the roads. If you go to a road sign and it has any designation such as WA, SE, CH, WH, TU, PU, and KE, and I think I already said that. But it's a green road sign and it has a green number on the back, then it's a county road. If it has a street name sign and then a black sign that says S37, then it's a state road.
For everybody that don't know, when you see SE and CE, would you tell them where that came from?
It's townships that the county's broken up into. SE is Seneca, KE is Kiwi, WA is Wagner, and that's the Walhalla area. So it's just the different townships of the county. And then the S37, which is the state designation, the 37th county, where that's our number as a county, and then it'll have a road number past it.
Thank you.
So the revenue fund, that's what we put into place a year ago, 2 years, or how long is that revenue fund? Is that the one that's always been in there?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's been in there, I believe, about 9 years.
Okay.
We turned into having a special revenue fund. We did for culverts before that.
Yeah.
But getting road paving and road maintenance on a revenue fund made it easier for us to group money together to do projects. So the bigger the projects, the more attractive they are. There's, like every construction industry, there is a shortage of workers, so trying to get contracts more attractive to get more people to bid on them, things of that nature. So that allowed us to be able to put money into fund balance and kind of scale up the project, so to speak, to try to get better pricing, try to get more done, more bang for the buck kind of thing on that end. But it's about 9 years ago. We were talking about potholes and trying to repair, some of those things. We, with the hot box, and I think what you're talking about is the the equipment funding, so we got a hot box for asphalt. And where we were having guys shovel out of the back of a triaxle that's about, or a single axle that's about 4 foot high, so they're having to pick up and shovel out of that. There's a hot box that keeps the asphalt hot, and it's closer to the ground, so it's way easier. So where we were getting, say 8 to 12 roads, yesterday they went out and they got close to 30 work orders done for those roads. And the issue being more of like cold weather like we had, they can keep the asphalt hot. You go and get 3 tons and they can shovel that out through the day. And if you got it in a single axle, then the asphalt's gonna get cold and you're only gonna be able to shovel it for so long until you gotta essentially spoil it out. So that money that y'all did with the capital equipment fund has provided stuff like that, and various others. That was a small piece of equipment compared to some of the other stuff that's been provided by that fund.
So when y'all are bidding the projects out, how much paving do y'all do versus how much do we bid out?
The majority is bid out.
Okay.
The vast majority is bid out. The method generally used now is a milling machine, which is a very large piece of equipment to make work a lot lighter and a lot quicker. When we do it, we dig it out with an excavator and patch, and it's just a lot slower of a process. Getting the truck lined up and being able to load the truck and that kind of stuff is just a lot slower than having a milling machine. And then crews to run all that.
Good. Yeah. It makes it a lot simpler, and y'all can focus on the maintenance issue, which
Patching and maintenance issues, yes, sir.
Okay.
Do we want to move to the Abandonment Road portion of this?
Yes, sir. So, received a letter from the adjacent property owners that own the majority of the property around Thornburg Road and Deacon Line Road, TU 67 and TU 34 respectively. They are proposing the abandonment because of kind of unfettered access to their property along the road, and the people dumping trash and various things along their property along the road. Thornburg currently is about 2/10 of a mile, and Dinky Line's approximately 1 mile. As they propose it, if it goes that way, the new portions of the road would be about 1/10 of a mile apiece, or less than 1/10 of a mile apiece, with proper turnarounds and all that other good stuff. So basically what we're asking for is if there's any objection from y'all to go ahead and follow chapter 26.9 and go out there, post signs, get citizen feedback for all the public that use the roads, to come back, give that report to y'all so y'all can not consent to the abandonment, but provide your feedback for the folks that are wanting to abandon. So whenever it goes to y'all, they can at least get an idea of the feel for the county, or from the county, to go ahead and take it through the abandonment process that has to go through the courts. Because any public road right-of-way, county road, would have to go through the courts to be abandoned.
I went out and rode those roads, for it to be a gravel road, those roads are in pretty good condition. There's places there that 2 cars could meet and pass.
Yes.
And, but again, like I say, I think we need to have the public's input, how many people are using those roads, if it's cutting down, time from one place to other for these people, or if they can go out and hit 123 and forget about the road. So I think we need public input on this before we make any decisions.
Certainly. So y'all could recommend or direct the administrator to direct staff to follow 26.9, which is going out, putting a sign up that says that this section of the road is proposed for abandonment, have it on both sides, encapsulating the area that's proposed for abandonment. That'll have our number, a way to get in contact with us to provide any feedback that the citizens that drive the road would want to provide to us. And then we'll come back and let y'all know what they say.
You have any?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, well, I'll second it. All in favor? Aye. I guess we need one more motion. Is that right?
That's yours. I ain't gonna take that from you.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Thank y'all.
All in favor, aye.